Hey everybody, my name is Sharon Quinn, and I'm also known as the original Runway Diva, and you are watching Model Behavior. Class is officially in session. My guest lecturer today has graced the catwalks of the top fashion houses around the globe. A powerhouse runway and print model, Celania was discovered by the Zoli modeling agency in New York and quickly made a name for herself as the go-to model for the runways of Bob Mackie, Bill Blass, Yves Saint Laurent, Oscar de la Renta, Givenchy, Patrick Kelly, just to name a few. Currently, Lou brings her expertise to the pageant world, where she trains and coaches thousands of young ladies for the Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants. Welcome, Lou, to Model Behavior.
Yay!
I finally got you here.
Woo, woo, woo.
So I just want to jump right into it because I'm so excited to have you here. Now, you started off as an actress. I didn't know that.
I did. I moved to New York to pursue acting, and I think it's ironic now that one of the jobs I have is talking to young ladies saying they are not tall enough to model when I was told to stop pursuing acting because of my height. I got really far. I did a lot of great stuff. I was on 30 Rock, Ladder, Down the Road. They gave me a character. Tina Fey gave me a character. I did some really cool stuff, but what I didn't realize, and it took a very famous director to tell me, he took me in and let me see everything on the screen, and he said, "Do you see what I see?" And I was, "Yeah, I look good." He said, "Well, I get a shot of you talking, then I get a shot of everybody else around you." And it never dawned on me. He said, with shoes, you are 6'3", 6'4". Being an African-American woman, there is never going to be a director that will get background people who are 6'4", men, just to make you look feminine. So I'm begging you to stop acting because you're going to grow into a very angry actress. Because you should get every part you go up for, you're that good. But you will not because of your height.
Did you, and you believe that? Do you think that holds true today?
Well, it wasn't thinking it through. Every part I would go up for, the men were only here, and if there was one tall guy in the taping, it would be he and I, and then everybody else. No, the background people, the men can't wear heels. So they have to be 6'4" if I'm 6'4", 6'5". You can't have 100 background people where their head is here and he and I are talking. No, it was a visual thing. It had nothing to do with it, and it never dawned on me. And I kept pursuing. But that's why, Sharon, I became successful as a runway model, because I've always been the actress on the runway. I'm the one that jumped out of the banana topless with pearls and a banana as Josephine Baker. I'm the one Bob Mackie had singing Lady Sings the Blues as Billie Holiday, as the girls walked. I was always the character. When they would say, "Can any of you spin, reverse your coat, put it back on, why you keep spinning, and then stop and have a bad attitude?" They'd all look and say, "Oh, let Lou do that," because Lou can act and do crazy stuff like that. And that's what I did. That's why some people call it fearlessness. My sister says I was born without that gene of embarrassment. I don't have a gene that people have that you get embarrassed. So I try stuff and I'll look crazy and I'll keep doing it.
But that's what keeps you working.
There you go.
And shouldn't, I mean, but in fashion you should always be open to experimentation, right?
How can you be like this and be in fashion?
You can't.
You can't.
Not if you want to work.
Not if you want to succeed and keep going. It's all about evolution and forming and changing and dwarfing and becoming, and at the same time being true to yourself, which we talk about all the time.
Absolutely. Now, okay, so you're doing the acting thing, but you get this, and let me just say that whenever somebody tells me you're never going to do, and then I'm going to be hell-bent on proving to you that you're wrong. But that's me. Now, how did you transition from the acting into the modeling?
But let me say something. Don't you have to tell girls right now their height and their size, modeling, they're not going to make a living at it? They can do it as a hobby.
No, I try not to say that.
I know, but if she 5'1" and
I'm going to say, what I will tell them is, what you're trying to do, this show is not for you. Okay, there's an industry standard that you have to adhere to. However, you can try, I would suggest because you have that height thing, I would push you into acting. I would tell you to do other things. But I won't tell you that you'll never work at this. I won't say that. Because there's an exception to every rule, and you never know what a producer is thinking about. Problem is, everyone thinks they're the exception.
I said make a living at it. She might do one or two, pay rent, save money, invest, buy a house.
I let them
send
find
a kid
that
to
out on
college.
their own.
No,
Yeah, I don't like to dash people's dreams. I'm going to tell you right then and there. I'm not going to book you for this because you don't have the qualifications we need. And if you're looking to do this down the road, I'm going to give you some alternate suggestions if you're looking to do this as a career. Because I didn't even make my living. I always had a job or was doing something well, the modeling was supplementing everything else. But I never made a living. I didn't do it to the point where I was doing it. That was all that I was doing. But I don't like dashing people's dreams. So I'm going to try to steer them someplace else. Now, if you choose not to listen to that, then that's on you. Because I already tried to let you down easily. So, but how did you start modeling though?
Came here. Met some people. All the agencies said no to me. Every agent said no to me. Every agent said no to me. It's really funny because I would get dressed up. You know, you and I are hustlers. I would get dressed up, and every morning at 8 o'clock, I would stand on 40th and 7th Avenue where all the models were, and anyone who looked like a model, I would follow them in on their casting. Then I'd sign in. No, security was called several times. Several times. They were like, security! And when they say, Lou, I'd go up and they say, can I see your portfolio? And I would say, I don't have a portfolio, but I promise you I'm as good as her, and I'll take half the money.
Would they hire you?
I got 2 jobs out of maybe 150, but I did get 2. And then I finally got an agent who did not believe in me. Did not believe in me, wanted to keep me as a showroom model. And I remember calling my father and I said, Dad, I don't want to do showrooms. For those of you who don't know, once you do showroom, you get kind of typecast where the designer will use you in the showroom and not use you in the show. And neither one is bad. I was making very, very good money, so most people thought I was crazy. And I mean, at 17 years old in the 80s, pulling in $2,000 a week was no joke in certain showrooms. But I said, I want to do the shows. And my father said, well, who picks these models? And I said, well, Paris picks the top girls. New York uses them, but Paris picks. He said, so why don't you go to Paris? And it dawned on me. So I saved 10 grand. I always tell girls to have a plan. I saved 10 grand to take with me. I paid my rent 6 months, Con Edison 6 months, and then the house phone. This was in the 80s. Yeah. I paid that 6 months. And had a savings, but I took 10 grand with me. I landed in Paris and went to see the best agent. I never forget, the flight landed at 6, went to the hotel, bought a round trip ticket, bought a week at the Ritz-Carlton, because I said if I'm going to get rejected, I'm going to get rejected well.
Come on
Hello.
Now. Yes.
Walked into the agent, I never forget. Marilyn called me in and said, what agency are you with in New York? And I told them, and she said, let me see your portfolio. And I said, I don't have one. She said, then you're a liar. And I remember in my heart, I said, I'm not lying. She said, you can't be with such a big agent and not have a portfolio. And I said, I am, but they want to keep me as a showroom model. She said, I'm going to call them right now. If I find out you're lying, not only am I going to kick you out of here, I'm going to blacklist you, because we hate you girls coming from the United States lying. So she called, and I never forget, my booker's name at that time was Betty. Betty, maybe you be somewhere happy, because I am truly happy. I said, voila. Betty got on the phone, and Marilyn said, Betty, I have a model here. What's your name? And I said, Betty, it's Lou, because we were on speakerphone. And Betty said, oh, my God, Marilyn, we told her not to bother you. Send her back to New York with her tail between her legs right now. And I never forget,
Your agent said that?
My booker said that, because she told me not to go. She said, you are a showroom model. Be happy being a showroom model. Oh. And Marilyn looked and said, attendez, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So she is a showroom model. She says, so you're not lying, Lou. She says she's one of your best. And Betty had to say, well, yeah, she works every day. Oh, so let me get this straight. She sells clothing because she's booked all the time. She's professional because you wouldn't keep her. She looks like this. She has enough guts to come here without you. I think I'll keep her, Betty.
I know that's
now, this is the
right.
problem, Betty. I see the diamond that I'm going to polish. I can see the diamond. You did not, Cherie. And the problem is when I polish the diamond, I will not send the diamond back.
I know that's
Click.
right.
And I remember, Sharon, I remember going, yes! And then the other side of me said, oh, you ain't got no agent in New York no more. Because you know how hard it is. Girl, you know how hard it is to get an agent in New York. And I remember both sides of me. She said, now, Lou, this is our problem. You have to starve. Literally starve, because I need you to start fittings. I need you to start castings tomorrow for couture, and you are overweight for Paris.
How big were
And
you?
you have no pictures. I was a size American 8.
And oh man, wow.
I was an 8.
And what did they make you
Couture.
drop to?
Like an American 2,
You went from
4.
an 8?
Not that season. That season I went to a 4. In that month, I really did. When she said start,
You eating
she
water
wasn't.
and cigarettes?
She said, you're going to take pictures every night, coffee. She said, you're going to take pictures every night because you have no pictures. You're going to go on castings. Excuse me. She said, but listen, I need you to go on a casting right now. Pierre Bellemare needs a new black girl. We need a new African-American, so every girl's going to go there. Now, Lou, the problem is you have no portfolio and you're overweight. But after you leave, I'm just going to ask them if they even like you a little. If they say yes, you definitely have an agent here with me because I like you. I said, okay. I got dressed, made a chignon. For those of you who don't know a chignon, you pull your hair back in a bun. I put on the one suit I had on, Pierre Bellemare, oh Lord. I walked in, and every one of my stars was sitting there. There was Billie Blair. There was Pat Cleveland. There was Katusha.
Wow.
There was and Fiona. And I just sat down for a minute, and I remember quivering for a minute, and then I realized, oh, you sitting here like I'm sitting here. Game on. The madam came out and said, may I see portfolios? And she took everyone's, and she said, your portfolio. And I went, oh, excusez-moi, madame. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. And I went to put my flat shoes back on and put my coat on. And she said, what? I said, my portfolio is at French Vogue. I'm being considered for a cover. We won't have it back for 2 days. The agency should have told you. I am very embarrassed. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. And she said, wait. And she went and got the little assistant designer, and he peeped out. Because he was supposed to choose from the books who gets to the first level to try on an outfit.
Okay.
But he looked and said, French Vogue, let her stay. We'll put her in an outfit. And the madame came back out and said, you wait, you try on one outfit. And all the black girls knew I was lying. Because they would know if French Vogue was looking for a black girl. And for a moment, they looked at me and said, you have for you. And a couple of them did this.
That's called thinking. That's called thinking on your feet,
Boo,
baby.
boo.
Yes.
No, Jack, no, you weren't getting me out of there. I was gonna. So that's how it started. And I got that show. I got Pierre Bellemare. And then I may have gotten maybe only 3 that season out of maybe 30. But it was enough. It paid 10 grand. I stayed for 4 months solid and worked on my portfolio. And she really, by pret-a-porter, she got me more shows. And then after that, she sent me to Italy the next year. So I did Italy and Paris for 2 years. Then went back to New York, and she sent me to a very, very, very small agent. Do not be afraid of being with a small agent and being the big fish there.
That's all right.
Yes.
You just want to be with someone who believes.
But that's
in
what a
you
small
do.
agent would do.
Yes.
They'll believe in you.
You
as
want that
opposed to you being
hands-on.
there.
I get it. I get it. A lot of people want to be on the boards of the big agencies. I said, but you know, to sit on the board is not cute.
It really isn't.
You're not working if
No,
you're
it
just
really
sitting
isn't.
on the board.
It really isn't. And if you go in and you're being compared to girls with tear sheet after tear sheet after cover after cover after cover,
You know-
it's better to have a booker or an agent who says, I got a new girl, she's new, but you have got
gonna
to see
love
her.
her.
The big agents don't do that.
Nope.
They just send you with the other girls.
Yep. Now, you have worked with some of the biggest names in fashion. What was that like? Just to did you stay over in Europe for a long time, or
I
did you
stayed
go
for about a year and a half, 2 years. Yep, and I stayed and I really hustled. I learned the languages, I learned the customs, because Paris, anytime Paris touches you, you're made.
And why is that?
Because the United States and everywhere else looks to Paris for fashion.
They follow what Paris does.
They follow Paris. And then Italy, and then New York. Once I came back to New York, it was so ironic to me that those same designers that wouldn't see me before would now see me. Mm-hmm. I was the same girl. Okay, maybe thinner,
but you didn't say lose weight. Validated.
Yeah, my agent in New York didn't say lose weight. They didn't tell me to do that. Marilyn did, and got me French magazine work. And then once certain designers touched me, when I came back here, and there's a new black girl, and she just did Balmain and Givenchy and Paco Rabanne. Oh, send her in. But wow. I couldn't get.
Does that sort of stuff still go on today?
Yes, for high fashion. For high fashion, yes. Not for commercial print, but high fashion. The United States doesn't pick the stars.
That happens
The
overseas.
United States, yes. We don't pick the stars. We don't. She might become a star and you recognize her here, but I promise you, she had a couple of Italian covers. She had a couple of French covers before she came here and got one American cover.
Wow. Now let's talk about the differences between the game back then as opposed to what's happening now. Do you like what you see now?
No, but I don't think we really had much of a choice.
Why?
I think technology has taken a big part. Let me tell you, and I know we're going to talk about past and now, but let me talk a little bit about the future.
Okay.
I've recently was at a technology expo where I walked past this booth and I heard this, Sharon. Hello and welcome. I am your virtual model, Lisa. Right now, punch in the ideal measurement of your client. For instance, if your store is in California, maybe the women are a little more curvaceous. If your store is in Japan, maybe they're thinner. Punch in the measurements now. Now that you've finished, the salesperson will now show you the numbers of every outfit. And I will be happy to put that outfit on for you. I'm your virtual model, Lisa. I don't need a lunch break. My attitude is always great.
Oh my God.
And there's no overtime for me. Let's begin.
Man.
And I peeped in, and the model puts on the outfit, and it's 3/4. You can stop it and see the outfit on her.
Oh man. Ooh, that doesn't bode well.
Just like they did the Tupac and the Michael Jackson concert, where they made them in virtual. That concert,
man.
Their goal is within the next 4 years to do that in all the showrooms. And all the stores love it and the designers love it.
But because that's going to cut out the model.
They cut out operators too. Try to get an operator on the phone.
I hope y'all listening to this. Oh my God, this does not bode well for this industry if everyone sort of jumps on top of that. That means you cutting out the model completely. They don't need you anymore.
But what is the advantage for a showroom to have her? I don't have to pay as much because it's not a human being. I don't have to feed her. She never late. She always have a good attitude. But for the clients, they're right. For instance, I worked Donna Karen's showroom for a small amount of time. Donna Karen is not very loving up on women that have more breasts. Her fit model, and every designer is entitled to, their thing. But she asked me to come, and there were certain stores who said, I only want to see clothes on her, me, because all my ladies have bodies like that. And when I get your clothes sometime, they don't fit my ladies. A lot of stores in LA, especially. But if a store can punch in any measurement, they can actually see what that outfit is going to look like on their clientele.
Wow. Man. I think it's a brilliant idea, but I don't like it.
But of course, it puts us out of business.
Yeah, I don't like that
Absolutely.
At all.
So they were saying within the next 4 years, they are really going to start test trying that in certain showrooms.
And it's interesting, the words that you keep throwing out. She doesn't have an attitude. She's not late. She don't give you problems. Y'all better take take note, okay? Because these diva attitudes that y'all are carrying
Oh
around,
my
you think this is
gosh.
cute, and this is what you're supposed to do, you're going to diva yourself right out of a
Let's start with the
job,
fact
baby.
that if you are booked from 9 to 5, you don't walk in at 9.
Come on, church.
You
Say
don't
that.
walk in at 9. I'm there probably 8:15 with my coffee. I'm touching up my makeup. I'm laying out my garments. I'm double checking my outfits. I'm trying on new shoes. If I'm booked at a certain time, I'm there early so I can begin at that time. Secondly, I am never without the right undergarments. I am never without a strapless bra, a nude bra, a halter bra, a makeup scarf that I cover my makeup. I am never showing up anywhere where I'm not freshly shaven and clean.
Ooh.
I don't wear perfume, getting it on a designer's outfit where it then smells like me after I finish doing it. I have never in my life said, I don't really like this one.
Come on.
Do you mind if I try that one on?
That's how you lose your job. That's how you lose the
That's how you don't get the job.
Yes.
Yes, if you don't lose it. Absolutely. What I try to stress is modeling, what we just said, is a job. It's not a hobby.
No.
It's
and
not
your
a
job
hobby.
is to sell those clothes,
Yes.
whether you like it or not.
Yes. Now, let's start with doing a little homework. You cannot go on a casting that you know nothing about the person. And if you have 5 castings a day, then it is your job to either ask your booker or the person who sent you, or nowadays you guys got stuff we didn't have. Google the designer. See what he likes. Example, if I'm going to see Oscar de la Renta and Ralph Lauren in one day, there is no way I'm going to look the same ever. Oscar, I have my hair pulled back. It doesn't have to be tight or anything, but it's pulled back. I have on some type of lip. I have on powder. Every day I'm going to wear something skinny and fitted.
Because that's what he likes.
But Ralph wants more clean. I would not have on a lip. If I could have my hair just blow dried and behind my ear, because that's him. You have to know your client. You've
really
hit
good
on this
advice.
earlier. You can't go in and expect them to change what they are or what they do for you.
Yep.
I think you hit on it when you talked about a signature walk.
Yep.
Heck, you have to be what they want.
And it changes from producer to producer, so you have to be able to adapt with that and go with it. So you don't want to come in with your little stinking signature walk that nobody really cares about. You want to, you don't even want to take that out your bag. You don't bring that out unless they ask you for that. You give them the walk that they ask you for.
Yes, and you can say, do you want more clean? Would you like turns? Do you want me to take this jacket off? Would you like me to show the sleeves on this with my hands up? It's okay to ask. Do you like a bigger smile because your clothes seem so happy? Or would you prefer just a pleasant face? Do you mind if I'm a little sexier in this because I feel so sexy? It's okay to ask those type
But y'all
of
see
things.
how she's throwing in compliments
Yes.
as she's asking questions.
Yes.
This is how you do it, and you finesse your way in, and people take note of that sort of stuff. But if you
Absolutely.
do it with an attitude, they'll send you home. You're gonna get sit home, and you're not gonna get
Do you
paid.
know how many times I was the choreographer for BET Rip the Runway? For the last 3 years they did it. And I would tell, what the beauty they liked hiring me was I could tell them what we wanted and show them. And I would tell them, we have 4 faces when we walk. And people, what do you mean? I said, we have a big smile with teeth. Face number 2, smaller smile with teeth. Face number 3, smile, no teeth, but smile.
Well, I have a hard time with that one because I look crazy.
Don't pull it too much. There you go. You tried to pull it too much. That's it. And then a sexy face.
Which would not be.
No. That's constipation.
Yeah, I see this all the time.
No, that's constipation.
That little
That's not.
kissy
No,
poo face.
no,
Yeah, no.
No.
Don't do that.
No. My sexy face is this.
Yes!
It's with the eyes. I'm thinking something. And what's ironic is I'm not thinking anything sexy. When I make that face and I call it a flirt face, what I'm actually thinking is, I can outwalk and outturn any 20-year-old, and I'm in my 50s. But let's get something straight. I think they take up too much oxygen. I wish they'd all fall off the planet. I need that air.
Yes.
Now that works for me. You think what you want to think,
And this
but
is
that
what I
works for
tell
me.
them. I said, you have to, particularly when they put you in something you don't like, you have to become something else. It's a head game.
Absolutely.
You have to become someone else.
Especially a full figure
Yep.
model. Because it's just recently they start designing things that celebrate your curves.
That's not
it's
blue.
Just recently they give you colors
That's
that
not
pinks
brown.
and yellows.
That's not burgundy.
And things. So when you were coming up, for you to look at that outfit and say, well, I'm going to do exactly what this paper bag makes me feel like doing, you would never work.
Man, Lou, you got to come back.
I am.
Because we got like 3 minutes left, and we haven't covered the Miss Universe and the Miss USA pageants. Very quickly, tell them what you do.
Okay, I am the runway choreographer for Miss USA and Miss Universe, and I am the first African American model of my status to have her own app. If you go to Lou Sierra, LUSIERRA, Modelversity, like Modeling University, I have an app, and it talks about modeling, and it tells you how to turn and walk, and it talks about pageantry, and it's motivational on there. I will talk to you and say, you can do it. Don't you let anyone tell you you can't do it.
I like
so
that.
those are some of the things I'm doing. We are looking forward to the Miss Universe pageant coming up soon.
And when does the Miss Universe pageant
They
come
have
back
not
around?
given a date yet. We just finished Miss USA.
Okay.
We just finished Miss USA less than
And
2 months ago.
you've been doing this for a
Miss
while now,
DC,
though, right?
9 years. 9 years. I still model. I did Bermuda Fashion Week 2 weeks ago. So I'm still doing all of that stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we are just about out of time, and I'm so upset.
I know,
because we got to talk some more because we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
But as always, before I go, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. And before that, I want to thank Lou for sharing her industry knowledge with us today. Now, I want to leave you a few thoughts like I always do. I want you to, one, remember that you can't change the game until you first learn the game. Always surround yourself with positive people and positive things. Do what you love and love what you do. And lastly, be who you are, but be who you are tastefully. Always have some class about yourself. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And if you missed an episode of Model Behavior, now you can view all of the previous episodes on our YouTube channel. Just Google Model Behavior with Sharon Quinn and all of our previous episodes will come up. Thanks for watching Model Behavior, and I'll see you guys next week. Class is officially dismissed. Bye, y'all.